Some things just get better over time, and that includes water polo player, coach, author, and volunteer Russ Hafferkamp. After an All-American career at UC Santa Barbara and time with Team USA leading up to the 1980 Olympic boycott, Hafferkamp never strayed far from the game. He's a perennial All-American selection and award winner, with 40-plus years playing water polo internationally and at the US Open and Masters division levels. Hafferkamp has been a key part of more than 25 U.S. national title teams and 5 FINA Masters World Championships, competing largely with the Olympic Club and Santa Barbara Masters. Hafferkamp has always found time to be more than an athlete. He has coached with a variety of collegiate, international, and masters programs. He's also long been an advocate for athletes within water polo, serving in various roles with USA Water Polo, helping in the areas of masters water polo, and athletes transitioning into officiating. A true Renaissance man in the sport, Hafferkamp has also worked in TV for NBC Olympics, is an Olympic Club Hall of Famer, and has authored multiple books. His latest work, a children's book covering the COVID-19 pandemic, titled Fuzzy the Virus, was released in 2020. Hafferkamp remains active in the game today, coaching, playing, and volunteering.
He was playing water polo at San Diego State, and they had, were going to drop the program. And so he contacted me and said he wanted to transfer. And when you transferred in those days, you had to sit out a year. So the first year, he became my assistant coach and coached the Frosh team. And he would demand perfection from the players, and he would get it. He made really great players out of these guys. And then the very next year, we went to the NCAA championships, made top 4, and lost to champion Stanford by 1 goal. And considering the fact that we had not even made the championships the year before, Russ was a big part of that.
Russ was the leader of the team when I first got to college, and and very much a positive influence on me, a mentor to me. He's been that friend that has been there before in terms of business success. I can call him, bounce ideas off of him, get very valued feedback. Sometimes that feedback, you don't want to hear. It's oftentimes the best kind. But Russ is very frank, and he'll give that, and that's a good friend.
As a coach at Cal, I wanted somebody that would challenge me and ask me why a lot. And we spent a lot of time talking about, why do we do it this way? Why do you think that? And that was a really important piece in my life as far as coaching, to have somebody that I respected and that I trusted to challenge me.
Played together for 30-plus years, and back then he was, elusive to say the least, and hard to stop. So always been a force, certainly an icon in this sport over the years. And we started going to the International FINA Worlds in '96, and been to basically every one since. We were part of the development of Masters Water Polo and how that came along, and it's been a great relationship.
The teams that he was on won world championships. The teams that he coached, Masters women's teams and men's teams from the Olympic Club, they won world championships. And whatever he did as a coach just has always been at the top level.
He has a good overall view of just how to grow a player, as a person in and out of the pool, and how those things connect, to try to create the culture individually and as a team that is necessary to succeed.
He's fierce in everything he does, not just playing polo, but all of his work adventures through the years. Russ is spontaneous. He's always living large. He's always like the first one to say, hey, let's do this. And I would also use the word loyal. There's a lot of people out there that are fortunate enough to be friends of Russ's, and they know that Russ is loyal and will do almost anything for anybody.
There was one time when we were in England, Worlds were in Sheffield, and we talked a local brewery there into giving us a team tour, and they did not give tours. And by the end of our tour, we had an unofficial team sponsor, and everybody on the team got t-shirts, and we had some new fans for water polo in the stands, and that came with a couple of cases of tall boys for our post-game celebrations. He can talk his way into most places, so it's fun to be with him on trips.
Playing in high school, playing at the junior college level, playing at 2 different universities, playing with the national team in the early '80s, transitioning to club water polo, someone that coached someone who served on the executive committee of USA Water Polo. In terms of still contributing at such a high level at his rather lengthy age, my God, I challenge anyone to tell me who in the U.S. has had more of an impact over such an amazing amount of time in the sport of water polo.
And then he got involved in the Olympic Games, working for NBC as a analyst. And then he authored the book Career Ball. He wrote the history of the Olympic Club water polo, which is 100 years. Then he wrote a book about the COVID virus for kids called Fuzzy the Virus. I mean, it just shows you his versatility. You know, he can write a book about professional athletes and write one for children at the same time.
He has a lot of great sayings. One of the ones that I use all the time is always forward, never straight. You're always going, we're moving somewhere, but it might be zigzag, but we're going to get there. But it's not pretty all the time, but you got to work through those things.
He's still going at it. His thread goes through water polo from back in the 70s to today. He did it for love of the game and to contribute, you know, and very deserving of this honor. Congratulations, Russ.